Hey everyone, it's Amber. Today I'm going to be doing the Summer Reader book tag. I'll link the original video down below, and let's just get straight into this tag. Number 1 is Lemonade. Pick a book that started off bitter but got better. This one I'm going to go with This Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. Not that this book started off bad at all. It just took a long time for me to get into the story and get invested, but once I did, it was amazing. The beginning was just a little bit slow for me, and it took me a while to connect to the characters and to really care about them. And then once we got closer to the end, I really started to really enjoy the characters and really care for them, and I was like hooked at the very end of this book. So the beginning was a little bitter because I had really high expectations for the book and I thought that I wasn't gonna like it as much as everyone else did, but then it got really good at the end and I really enjoyed it, and I really connected with the characters and I really ended up liking them. If you don't know what this book is about, it follows two different characters, August and Kate, and they live in this place where there are different types of monsters created from different levels of violent acts. And Kate wants to become monstrous and be a monster and like act like she doesn't have any feelings and just wreak havoc on everything, and August is a monster and he wants to be normal and be human, and it's about their story, and it's really interesting, and I really love the concept of having different types of monsters arise from different levels of violence, and I think that the execution was done really well and I really enjoyed it, so definitely pick this book up. The next one is Golden Sun. Pick a book that made you smile beyond compare. For this one, I'm going to go with The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I love this book. This is probably my favorite contemporary book of all time, if I'm being honest. I have not read a lot of contemporaries, but this one was amazing. I read it last summer for the biannual bibliothon. It made me smile so much because the characters were so real and so beautiful and so lovable, and I just loved all of them, and I just really loved everything about this. I loved the emojis, which were so cute. They made me smile. If you don't know what this book is about, it's about this girl named Andy, and she basically has everything all planned out. She's a planner, she has her whole entire summer planned, and she's planning to go to this like college camp thingy, and eventually her dad is a politician and this scandal happens with him that causes her plans to kind of fall through, and she has to come up with a new plan for the summer, and through that she ends up dog walking and meeting a really adorable guy, and she ends up spending more time with her friends, and it's a very cute book about friendship and romance and not always going with the strict plan that you've set out for yourself, so it's so cute and I highly recommend it. But yeah, so this one made me smile a whole lot while I was reading it, and it was so cute and I just loved it. So next one is Tropical Flowers. Pick a book that's set in a different country. So for this one, I'm gonna go with The Infernal Devices by Cassandra Clare. This is set in London, so it's set in a different country, and if you guys don't know what this is, which how do you not know what this series is? You must have been living under a rock if you don't know what this is about. This is a part of Cassandra Clare's Shadowhunters series, and it follows Will and Tessa and Jem, and it's so good and I love it. Tree Shade. Pick a book in which a mysterious character is introduced. And for this one I had to go with none other than City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, in which Sebastian Verlac is introduced. He is a very mysterious character in this book, and actually in the other books he's pretty mysterious too, even though we find out who he is. I love and hate him at the same time, but he is introduced in this book and he is very mysterious, and we don't really know what to think of him or if to think anything of him. So you guys will know what I'm talking about if you've read this book. So Sebastian from this series is quite a mysterious character, and he is introduced in City of Glass. Beach Sand. Pick a book that was grainy and the plot was barely developed. For this one, I'm gonna go with Crossed by Ali Condi. I read Matched, the first book, in 7th grade, and I'm a senior in high school now, so that was a while ago that I read that, and I really loved Matched. I really connected and really loved that series in 7th grade, and then I moved on to the second one, which I was really looking forward to and I was really excited to get into, but it just really fell flat for me, and I was really disappointed even in 7th grade. I don't remember much of it because not much happened. I was hoping that the plot would develop a lot and that there would be more world building and more characters introduced and stuff like that, but this book, I just remember it was the girl and the guy were separated and they were literally just walking towards each other like the whole book. Like, that's what it felt like. Like, it felt like they were both on journeys towards each other the entire time and they like never quite got there. That's all I remember of what happened in this book, and it really did not make me want to read the next one. I do have the next one, but I'm not planning on reading it because I think that my enjoyment of the series kind of drained with this book. But yeah, so this one kind of like the plot did not develop at all, and it was very disappointing because I really liked the first book a lot. Green grass. Pick a character or characters that are full of life. So for this one, I'm gonna go with all the characters in the Percy Jackson series. These characters were just so full of life, and each one of them was so different and had their own special thing about them, and I just really love Camp Half-Blood in this world. It just makes me feel so like comforted to be like reading about Camp Half-Blood and all these characters, no matter who they are. I even love like all of the meaner members of Camp Half-Blood and the meaner characters. Just every single character is full of their own vibrancy and their own life, and it's just so refreshing and so nice to read, and I really, really love that about this series. They all make me laugh and smile, especially Percy. I love Percy. And I just really, really love these characters, and I'm sure that most other people really love them as well. So for watermelon, it is pick a book with some juicy secrets. I'm gonna go with Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This book is full of juicy secrets. There are so many things happening at this book, especially at the end, and I was hooked onto this book. Like, I was reading it, and I like could not stop reading it for like a straight like 2 hours at the end. It was just so good, and you just don't know what's happening, and there was like a plot twist and then another one and another one and another one, and aside from that, the whole book is basically based around secrets because it's about this carnival thing called Caraval, and it's about this girl named Scarlet and her sister. They have been wanting to go to Caraval for a long time, and finally they get a chance to go, and it turns out that Scarlet's sister is taken, and the object of the game this year is to find her sister, and the first one to find her wins, and there are a bunch of clues and twists and turns, and you don't know who to trust, and there are a lot of secrets involved in it. So this was so good and full of juicy secrets, and it's amazing. So definitely pick up this book if you haven't. I have a review of it, so if you're interested in hearing more of my thoughts about it, definitely check out that review. I'll leave it linked down below as well as in the I button if you want to see it. Sunhat. Pick a book with a vast, wide universe/setting. For this one, I'm gonna go with the Court of Thorns and Roses series. Of course, I had to throw this series in there. The universe really expands within, especially A Court of Wings and Ruin, the last book, and we get to learn more about all of the High Lords and all of the other fairies and just all of the magic and everything about this book, and it really gets expanded in the last book, and you just figure out how wide and large this world actually is. If you don't know what the series is about, where have you been? It is about this girl named Farah, and she ends up shooting this wolf with a bow and arrow that turns out to be a fairy, and because of this she has to go into Prithian, which is the world of the fairies, and she has to stay there and serve out her like life sentence for killing this wolf. It expands into something so much larger than that, and it's amazing. It's my favorite series. I really love it, so definitely go read it if you haven't already. But the world in the series is very, very, very large, and I would definitely love to learn more about all like the little things within it. So this one definitely fits perfectly with this question. So barbecue, pick a book in which a character was portrayed as a hunk, and for this one I'm gonna go with my bae, Damon Black, who I am in love with. I love Damon Black. He is like my #1 book boyfriend ever. I love him so much, and I just like, he is just so swoon worthy. Like, he's portrayed as beautiful, and he has dark hair and blue eyes, and he's perfect, and I love him. And though he does have some faults and he is like a typical YA like bad boy, I just can't help but love him, and I really love him. So Damon is definitely portrayed as a very swoon-worthy hunky character. If you don't know what this series is about, it's very addicting and it's like a paranormal romance, and it follows this girl named Katie. She moves into this new town next to Damon and his sister Dee, and it turns out that they are aliens, and it kind of just takes off from there, and it's very addicting and it's so good. And a lot of people have said it's very Twilight-esque, which it kind of is, but it is amazing and it really is so addicting. And just ignore the ugly covers, okay? They have nothing to do with the books and they just are ugly. Just ignore them. Last question in this tag is summer fun. Pass this tag on, and I will be passing this tag on. I will leave people down below that I'm tagging. I don't really know who has and who hasn't done this tag yet. So that is it for this tag. If you liked it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and you can also subscribe down below if you want to see more of my videos, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!